Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Jordan. I'm a beautician here in the UK and an esthetician in the USA. Today we're going to be doing a lash lift. I don't really recommend that you do it yourself, but I understand that there's people who are out there who are going to do it either way, so I figured why not offer my advice. So today I'm going to have some tips, tricks, and advice for you, and I hope you follow, and I hope you're safe and that you still have your vision after this. Kidding, it's gonna be fine, you'll be fine. Probably. I would say maybe have like a water bottle or like something on hand so that you can rinse your eye out if need be. Let's get into it. I don't know why I'm starting off by scaring you. You're gonna be fine. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my setup here. You're obviously gonna need your perming solution, your lash lift solution. It should be a 3-step system. Some of them come with 4 steps. You'll have Q-tips or cotton buds, whatever you call these, to wipe off each product. You need a little brush if you're going to be doing a tint, which I'll be doing today. You need the glue that comes in the kit that you get. If you're buying a kit and you've never got one before, make sure that you're getting a starter kit that comes with all this stuff, because it's not, you can't do it without all this stuff, but they do sell just these. That's more for professional purposes. You'll need some micro swabs like this, or you can use a little lipstick applicator. I have a little brush here that I usually clean my lashes with, but I just got out of the shower, so I won't be using that. I have my little silicone pads, which I'll get more into the details of that in a minute. This is my tint, and then that's my primer. This is a little mixing dish for my tint because I forgot mine at work. So we're gonna do that for today. And then I have the little tool that it comes with to glue your lashes up. Okay, you crazy girls, let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing you're gonna do is wash your lashes. I just got out of the shower. I did my skincare, but I made sure not to put any around my eye area. You don't just wanna wash the lashes. You wanna make sure that you're washing around the eye area as well, just to get rid of any excess oils that might be on your skin. And of course, to get out any extra makeup or gunk or anything like that. Make sure that you're not using a hydrating cleanser, and you're not using something that's oil-based, because that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to strip all of that stuff off. I use baby wash in the salon because it's so gentle on the eyes. Now, if you're doing this on a friend, it's gonna be a little bit different. This is how to do it on yourself, okay? So my eyes are gonna be open the whole time that I'm doing this. I'm gonna look insane. We'll get through. We'll get through it, we'll be fine. Okay, so once your lashes are all washed, we're gonna go ahead and take some of the lash primer, and we'll just put a drop on here. You can dab a bit off. You definitely wanna make sure that this doesn't get into your eye, because it will feel spicy. So I'm just gonna make sure that I get all the way to the inner lashes here, and I'm trying to go as close to the root as I can without touching the waterline. Okay, so next thing, lash glue. I'm just gonna put a bit on the back of this lash pad here. I'll try and give you a better view of that in a second. But yeah, then I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this on, and I'm trying to get as close to the lash line. It's actually really hard to do when I can't see my mirror close. Okay, so I'm gonna get right close to the lash line here, and just give a little push so that glue can settle in. I'll be honest, when you're doing this yourself, it's not gonna be as perfect as it would be if you went into a shop, because obviously with my eye open like this, I'm not gonna get the perfect kind of level adhesion that I want, and it's obviously gonna be like pushing a bit weird here, but we're gonna do what we can. By the way, the lash pad size that I chose was medium today. I almost always go for small because my lashes are quite short. I feel so foolish. Like, can you guys even take me serious right now? But this time I feel like I just want something not too dramatic. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is section by section, I'm gonna put some glue right on the lash pad. Don't go crazy with the amount that you're putting. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this up. And you wanna make sure that you're getting these hairs perfectly laid down. Don't miss any single hairs. And make sure nothing's crisscross or looking a little funky. But yeah, so we're gonna do section by section. I'd say do about 3 or 4 sections, just so that the glue doesn't dry down too fast. And make sure you're getting all the way down to the bottom of the lash pad. And then make sure that you're bringing it up high enough that the top of your lashes are glued down, especially if you have long, thick lashes. Those are definitely gonna be a bit harder to keep laid down with the glue. So there's one side of this that's kind of ridged and another side that's flat. You can kind of just switch back and forth between the two. I like to start with the flat side just to lay it down, and then I can go through with the ridge side to kind of even things out and get them all nice and combed. Okay, now this is where things get a little bit uncomfortable. So because my eyes are like kind of flipped open and my waterline is exposed, it just feels a bit dry. We're gonna take step 1, and you're gonna slowly start to apply this with a micro swab. I start on the inner corner on both sides and then work my way out. I just dab it right on, nice and gentle. Make sure that you're not swiping, because you obviously just glued down your lashes, so you don't want to lift them up. So we're just gonna dab this on. We're staying about 1 millimeter away from the waterline, and we're just gonna bit by bit. Don't get crazy. Don't try and put a huge glob on, because if that gets in your eye, girl, you get zoomed. All different lash lift kits come with different times you're supposed to put stuff on for. So just make sure you're following the instructions on your lash lift kit. And I would say be conservative with the time. So it'll stay on there. I'm just gonna check the time now. It's 8:07 now. It'll stay on there like 6 to 8 minutes or like 5 to 7 minutes. Be conservative. Those minutes are kind of on, if your lashes are thinner, more fine, less strong, go for the lower amount of minutes. So go for 5 minutes, 4 minutes. And then if they're really thick, strong, long lashes, you can go more for 7 minutes. You can over process your lashes. You might not notice as soon as you do the lash lift. You might take off the rods and everything looks great. After like a day or two, you might notice that they're uber curled and they're kind of like not in a nice way, like it's like a coil almost, and that's not what we're looking for. When we're applying this, we want to make sure that we are not bringing it up to the tip of the lash. Think of like where your lash curler would go. I'm just gonna stay right in that area. The tips of your lashes are too fair for this to do any good for them. So just avoid that area altogether, and make sure you go all the way to the inner corner and bring it all the way to the outer corner. In case you're doing while you watch, I'm just gonna mention this now. Probably like in 4 minutes after this application, I'll go in and I'll just take off the inner corners here just a little bit, because I have over processed my own lashes a couple times and I really don't want that to happen again. So I'm gonna leave this step 1 on for 6 minutes, and then we'll come back to remove it together. So I'm just gonna take the inner corner off. Okay, so I took the inner corner off of that. I'm gonna turn to the side a bit here, and hopefully you can see a bit better how I take this off. I'm gonna slowly turn my Q-tip as I go to get that off. I'm gonna take the other clean side. I'm just gonna push upward. Make sure you're pushing upward, because if you're scrubbing back and forth, you're gonna loosen the lashes from the rod, and obviously we don't want that because we still have other steps to put on our eyes. The goal is obviously to not have any lashes come down from the glue, but it's gonna happen inevitably. Just try and glue them down a little bit better in between step 1 and step 2. Use very minimal glue. So now I'm gonna take step 2. You can use the same little micro swab, just wipe it off, and then we can go ahead and start to apply number 2. Ooh, that was a lot. This product is a little bit more runny than step 1, so just be careful with that, because you don't want it to fall into the eyes. We're just gonna do the exact same thing for step 2. Same thing with step 2 of the lash lift. Do not bring it up to the tips of your lashes. That area is too fine. You're just gonna damage the lashes. Just trust me, please, please. Okay, I'm gonna leave this eye on for 2 more minutes. While I'm waiting for that one to finish up, I'm gonna mix 1 part of this Reflecto-Sil tint. This is in Blue Black. I'm gonna put that much in this. I don't have a little mixing dish. I forgot it at work, so we're doing a little makeshift moment here. So you do 1 to 1, so that's the same amount of dye that you're gonna use to the same amount of developer. So this is 10 volume, which is 3%. I'm just gonna take a brush and I'm gonna mix this together, making sure that there's absolutely no chunks. If you're not tinting your lashes, then you can just go ahead and go to step 3, which is the conditioner, or nourishing it might be called. I have chapters on this video, so if you hover your mouse just above the bottom of the video, you can see where the next chapter is if you want to just skip forward to step 3. If you are going to do a tint, or if you're interested in just watching how to do tint, come on guys, let's do it. But my tip for this is to take some Vaseline if you're going to do your bottom lashes. If you've clicked on this video and you're not doing a lash lift, you're just doing the tint, then you can also do this to the top of your lashes as well. I obviously have curl rods on my eye. We're just gonna get this kind of all under the eye here to avoid any chance that we'll get that dye on our skin. And we can really lather it on. You obviously don't want to get it on the lashes, but you can lather around them. Now that I have that on and my tint is all mixed, this is the consistency that it should look like, kind of like a bit moussey almost. I'm gonna wipe off my brush just so that there's no chunks. So now it looks a little bit cleaner. And then I'm just gonna go in with the tip of the brush, wipe off the excess here. And then I'm gonna start to apply all the way down to the roots. But again, try not to get that on your skin. If you're blonde, really make sure that you're getting that root. And then again, this part we can go on to the whole lash. If you're just watching this video for the tint, or if you're referring back to this video for tint, the wait time, if you have freshly lifted your lashes or laminated your brows, whatever you just did, that's gonna make them really nice and absorbent. So you can just put this on for literally just a couple minutes here. Also, if you get on that waterline, just take a Q-tip, a clean cotton bud, and go ahead and wipe that waterline. So for this, honestly, it really varies how long I leave it on. Sometimes I leave it on for like 3 minutes on a client. And that really should be enough for the top lashes. So the bottom lashes are definitely a bit more tricky, especially because my eyes are open here. But I'm just gonna go back and forth. I'm really not that fussed with my bottom lashes, so I'm gonna do a really shoddy job of it. Okay, once you have your tint on, you wanna make sure that you're immediately going and getting any of it off your skin. Like I said, we do have Vaseline under there to protect a bit, but I still like to swipe a little just to make sure it's not gonna be all over the skin. So now I'm gonna remove the tint the same way that we've removed everything else. When I do this, I kind of use the rod of the Q-tip as well. Ah, it got on my skin. So we'll get that off a medium amount, as much as we can, whatever. It's not that serious, because now we're gonna put on this conditioner. We're gonna just get that all over. Same way we did with the dye, we can just put that everywhere. Of course, still be careful. Don't get this in your eyes, because it will still hurt. I almost forgot that I put the tint on my bottom lashes. I was thinking, wow, I'm so glowy under my eyes. Because you have Vaseline under there. So for the bottom lashes, I'm just gonna take this cotton and just wipe it off. This has been on long enough. Honestly, I am in a bit of a rush, which is so typical if you've been to my channel before. But I'm just gonna swipe this off. I'm just gonna swipe this off the same way, rolling in an upward motion. So we're gonna take our little cotton bud and make sure that none of those hairs are still stuck to the rod. And then we're gonna just swirl this. We're gonna swirl this underneath the rod so that it can just kind of pop right off. If you're doing this to someone else, make sure that you're being super gentle. And then you can still see that I have a bit of product right on that waterline. So I'm gonna gently go across the top in a swiping motion, and then I'm gonna roll up a bit to get that off. I'm gonna take a damp cotton round and just push upward to get any excess out of the lash line, and then to get any excess glue off the lid. And then finally, I'm gonna take a little spoolie, just give these girls a little push, and voila. I forgot to mention at the beginning, a very important tip is that when you're choosing your lash rod, which is this little bit here, they come in size small, medium, large. Some kits come with like medium 1, medium 2, whatever. You wanna make sure that when you lay the lash rod down and you push the lashes up, that those lashes are not gonna touch the top of your lid. So this brow bone right here, if you do the curl too tight, say you have really long lashes and you use a small, your lashes are gonna touch your eyelid here, and it's not going to be comfortable. If you wear makeup, it's going to smudge. If you have deep set eyes and your lashes are even a medium length, you shouldn't use the small still, because those lashes will go back and be stuck in your crease, and it's just not going to look good. It's not going to feel good. So just use your head when you're trying to plan for that. You can lay the lash down and have a look, push it up, see how it feels, and go from there. But anyways, I have to head out, guys. I'm going to get Botox done right now. You see how my energy changes now that I'm not like teaching you something? I'm going to get Botox. I'm doing a whole little glow up video, so if you guys like that kind of stuff, make sure that you go subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, hit that notifications bell so that you see more content like this. You can also follow me on socials. I'll always post when I'm posting on here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for me to end. Love you. Hope these tips and tricks work for you. Bye.